Spurs. So don't let the banter get the better of you. Don't make leaving mismanagement makes you think any lesser of your club. We all should want better for the club. And that's how I approach it. So when I hear you and Lang out there telling me and explaining to me pretty much how difficult the window is, I don't want to hear that shit. Fuck you. I don't want to hear all of that. What I want to see is you and McKenzie. Who McKenzie, incidentally, he was here during Poch time as players, whatever it was that his title was, and I think during that time when Aldo Worrell came in and Son and maybe a few other players during that time, he's credited with that. He's credited with Son and he's credited with Aldo Worrell, but Worrell, I don't think was hard to find. If you ask me, I don't think Toby was hard to find. And so when you really look at what they have done in their past life, they haven't done much. Johan Lange haven't done much. He's a failed manager. And so a failed manager becomes a director of football. You have to look at their body of work. And his body of work was with Aston Villa. He wasn't going out there and signing $75 million players. You tell me who earned that kind of money or who was signed at Aston Villa for any big money right now. The highest fee that he got at Aston Villa can't be much. Ollie Watkins? Not much. I would always take it back and correct myself, but I'm kind of ad-libbing right now because it's way past my research. But the point I want to make about Johan Lange is that he's at a club, Tottenham, who is a mid-level spender. Tottenham is not going to, on the regular, go out there and pluck a player off the market for $70 million. Spurs are looking to find players for 35, 40, 25, 15. That's what Spurs are looking for. It's not supposed to be that hard. And that is why when he's explaining to me and telling me how difficult the market is, you have 90 days to find yourself 3 players. So if you end up getting 2 players, forget the goalkeeper, because you could have sent the janitor out there and he will come back with that goalkeeper. So if you end up getting 2 players, right? I think Matthias Tell is a high caliber player. I love what he does on the pitch, and he's a great talent. He's a great talent. He's better than all the youngsters that we have, almost combined. He is that good. And so some of the people who have not seen him or just watch YouTube, this kid is the real deal. And if he was the one that we signed outside of Bergvall, and okay, we're not going to say Mikey Moore because he's an academy player. If he was coming in, Odeberg, he's better than 2 of them combined. That's how good he is. And so if you end up with that at the end of the day, after getting rejected, then would have said, hey, you save face. But don't tell me at the end of the day, at the end of the window, that you could not find anybody when we needed at least 3 senior players coming in. And it doesn't have to be senior in the sense of age. You talk a kid who you're plucking from a starting lineup almost. He's getting enough game time. But you see what's happening there. He's not going to go ahead of Michael Elise, which I paid a lot of money for. Brian paid like what? 25 million for him? Bayern can sell him for 35, and so Bayern is not going to make a lot of money off of him. He's a $25 million player. So if we're looking to get him, Bayern is trying to double the money for him. So in my opinion, you could squeeze Bayern. I don't know what his sell-on clause are from where he was coming from. I didn't go that far in the research. But we're talking about a player that Bayern in 2.5 years is trying to double what they paid for him. So here's the deal. Levy is not going to go down that road unless he's probably getting an offset. Like I said, this is conspiracy somewhere along the line. I'm not going to subscribe to it. it might be truth in the end, but to say that, well, Daniel Levy is trying to look a deal because of the installment with Kane could be so. Right? He could shave off $10 million off of it and get the kid for $35 million, which is going to work out to be about 45. He can say to Bayern, well, we save $5 million. But that doesn't even make any sense. You know what I'm saying? So if you really listen to what people are saying, right, it means that in order for Spurs to not come out of pocket, it has to make sense. It has to make sense that if Bayern, who paid 25 million for him, find him up as excess because they have Sane, who they love, they have Musiala, who can play there, Kane is up the middle and he's not going anywhere, and you still have Olise, who are Olise, still who can play on either side. So he's excess, and so in a case like this, and I'll say this for the staff and say for Dan Levy, I'm going to give them credit. I wouldn't have paid $50 million for him either, because here's a player that is excess to requirement at Bayern. Bayern paid 25 million for him. They can take 35. Yeah, and if the installment that is forthcoming from Spurs, no, we're doing you a favor because you wasn't going to get $50 million for him elsewhere. So we are doing you a favor. We're going to give you $35 million for him. That's bargain. That will make sense for me because you're doing Bayern a favor. It's a trade-off. So if you're going to trade part of Kane's money, make it worth your while. Tops 35 to 40 million, so you can save 10, not 5. Would it make any sense? Anyway, so in a case like that, right, I would say it's worth it to wait. And then in the summer, depending on what he does, if you want to go back for him, right, and you see where, and yes, this kid can really carry it in the Premier League, then you go back in for him at the 50. And hope to shave something off of it, with including Harry Kane. But you don't do that in the winter. You don't do that in this month because you're bargaining against yourself. And this is where I know people are beating up on Daniel Levy, but I would actually think that this would be the right thing to do. Take him on loan. And if you don't want him, then they said, give me the rest of money that I have. You can go sell him. I'm good. We're fine. Just pay me Harry Kane's money. I'm not going to pay you $55 million for this guy. That's fine with me. But we needed a defender, so we couldn't pussyfoot around with that. We needed to bring somebody in because we have an 18-year-old or a 19 now who is pretty much played maybe 10 games in a row. You're putting too much stress on him. Fatigue is going to set in, and I'm worried the same way with Porro. So I don't like the fact that I have you and Lange telling me how difficult it is to sign players. No, that's your job. That's your only job. And like I said, you're at a club where the money that you normally spend, if you're at a big club, they're required to go out and go find them $80 million player. If you get $50 million, you can come in with 2 good players because that's where we shop. And you're telling me that you can't go shop into a $40 million market and find us 2 players that we need to offset injuries? Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to hear how difficult it is. I want you to go out there and do your job because that's the only thing you get paid to do. You cannot not do your job from a window. What are you doing? What is Rob McKenzie doing when the window closes in August to December? Think about it. Think about it for a minute. Think about it just for a minute. Just a minute. Let it settle in. What is your director of football doing when the window closes at the end of August and when the window opens on the 1st of January? That's September, October, November, and December. That's 120 days. 120 days for you to find 3 players. Fuck it, 2 players. Early. And I'm not counting the kid that you all make a mockery of, the whole entourage, to go find a kid for $15 million and the entire club and this personnel jump on the jet to go get him. So think about it. I want people to understand what Lange is saying. Think about what he's saying. He and Rob McKenzie, 2 of them, are telling us at the end of January, right, that they could not find 2 players, or they end up with 2 players on emergency after they have 120 days with Romero injured long term, with Van de Ven injured long term, with Udogie injured long term. They have 120 days to find us 3 players, and the best he could do is explain how difficult it was. Give me a break. Give me a break. So I don't understand how you could sit there and try to waffle through telling you that, look, this is, and that is. Doesn't make any sense at all to me. What is it that they're doing? The focus and everything has to be football. What else can you be doing between the end of August and the 1st of January? What are they doing? Somebody got to tell me, because I don't understand. I absolutely don't understand what you and Lange, what Rob McKenzie could be doing. Rob McKenzie is known as an analytic guy. So where is the matrix? Where is the algorithm? What is he doing? What were they doing? We couldn't find players. And they're telling us at the end of the window that they were working on this and working on that. If players were going to reject you, let them reject you in the first 2 weeks of January, because that's supposed to be the work that you have put in. You don't have a tournament. You haven't had a break for international tournament in almost a month and a half. So you could see all the players. You could see everything from every league. What are we doing? We're signing from only 4 clubs? We should be pounding the continent for players, for $25 million in fine gems in January. What are we doing here? What are they doing? It doesn't make any sense to me. So somebody has got to explain to me what Johan Lange is doing and what Rob McKenzie is doing between August and January 1st. Because I personally don't understand it a bit. I don't understand it. So I hope somebody can watch this video, listen to it, and explain to me, because not Rob McKenzie, I haven't heard from him, but I do hear from Lange, and I don't want to do a reaction video. I could do that. Maybe I will do one to tell me how difficult it is to sign players. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear how many players you could not sign because they don't want to come. I want to know how many players rejected you because you're in a bad situation and they don't feel like risking their career. That's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear how difficult it is to sign players. I know it's difficult. Not when we have 12 players out. I'm positive that there are players out there chomping at the bit. Listen, Spurs is a big club. And when the window comes around, we have to make it a big deal. Players will come if you convince them that they should come, and this is the reason why they should come. I don't want to hear that it's difficult to sign players. I don't get it. I would feel much better if 10 players rejected us. Come on, just lay it out. This guy rejected us, that guy rejected us, that guy rejected us. Right? Don't be embarrassed. Because being embarrassed is to know that you have 120 days and you could not find two players. You could not find a senior player. You could not find an aged player who just want to go and help a team. Because you know what? He has done it all. He has seen it all. And he's probably winding down his career. Give him a 1-year contract. There are guys out there who fell out of favor. Not that they're bad footballers, but because youth is the name of the game. And if you can bring a senior player on top of the youth that you have, then they can help. They're not going to be here for long. And for you to be telling me of all the leagues in the world, I haven't heard that you've gone to Spain. I haven't heard that you were deep in Italy. I don't understand it. It seems as though every single time, there are a number of players, there are a number of clubs, and it seems like everybody is shopping at the same place. You gotta go out there and find that gem. Everything is not just in the Bundesliga and from the top clubs. And I don't listen. Let me wrap this up before I lose my cool. Right? I will do. I'm just. Thank you for watching. Share, like, subscribe. I'm actually changing the name of of this particular show. I like the name Tottenham USA. Definitely, I love it. I love it, Tottenham. You know what that's what my wife called the club. She said, "You listen to Tottenham." She said, "You listen to Tottenham. I don't bother you when you're listening to your Tottenham." So I like the ring to it. So I'm going to keep it. I'm going to honor my wife with the name, and therefore I'm changing the name of my podcast from the Spurs, a sound off, to Tottenham USA. That's how my wife pronounced it. That's how she said it, and I'm going to honor her with it. This is the Rude Boy Sound. Yes, that's a channel, and that's the podcast name, Tottenham USA. Let's go, Tottenham. I see you. I'm out of here. Peace. Don't forget to like, subscribe, tell a friend, share it, whatever you want to. Leave me a comment. Leave me something. Leave me a like. And I will definitely, if you comment and if you want to respond, then I will certainly get back to you. I'm going to do a promo, as a matter of fact, for invitations to join me in some calling, not live, recorded calling. I want to do that at least once or twice a week, and get some interviews going. I'm going to put a promo together, which I'm going to put out there. So look forward for that coming on Tottenham USA. Thank you. Good afternoon. Good evening, wherever you are listening from. And come on, you Spurs. Here we go.